Good morning. Laura and I and the American people are shocked, and we are saddened by the terrible loss of life from the recent earthquake and the tsunamis in the Indian Ocean. Our prayers go out to the people who've lost so much to this series of disasters. Our hearts are also with the Americans who have lost loved ones in this tragedy. Our embassies are working with host governments to locate American citizens who are still missing and to assist those who have been injured or displaced. This morning I spoke with the leaders of India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, and Indonesia. Based on these discussions, we've established a regional core group with India, Japan, and Australia to help coordinate relief efforts. I'm confident more nations will join this core group in short order. We will stand with them as they start to rebuild their communities. These past few days have brought loss and grief to the world that is beyond our comprehension. The United States will continue to stand with the affected governments as they care for the victims. We will stand with them as they start to rebuild their communities. And together the world will cope with their loss. We will prevail over this destruction. And that vision stands in stark contrast to the vision of by far the vast majority of Iraqis and leaders like Prime Minister Alawi and President Ayawar, whose vision... I am not a geologist, as you know, but I think it's a very legitimate question. I've so far focused on the international approach toward tsunami warning systems, and it seems like to me it makes sense for governments to come together and figure out how best to provide a warning system that will help all nations be prepared for such a disaster. Obviously, such a warning system was not in place, particularly when it comes to rebuilding infrastructure and community. Well, I felt like the person who made that statement was very misguided and ill-informed. Take, for example, in the year 2004, our government provided $2.4 billion in food, in cash, and humanitarian relief to cover the disasters for last year. That's $2.4 billion. That's 40% of all the relief aid given in the world last year was provided by the United States government. Now, we're a very generous, kind-hearted nation. But slowly but surely, the size of the problem will become known, particularly when it comes to